But anyway, your speech was fantastic. Hi, Peter Morrissey. I'm into sales and marketing, have been since I was 18. Bought a bread run and sold it 18 months later for a big chunk of coin, and at 19 I thought this was pretty cool.
That's better.
And that's a good shot, and I've been doing that for a long time. For the 8 years ago, I started this business where we were selling cloud products to I forgot to do something, Sylvia. Sorry, because of my marketing background, I saw some stuff on the screen with your website. Gluten-free is what you do.
Yes.
And you had the acronym GF. And I went, I wonder what Google thinks of GF. So I Googled it, okay? Because you've got GF everywhere on your website, not gluten-free. Okay? Where's my, so I just Googled GF. And the second one says, what to tell your girlfriend about having a period.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, but are you doing an incognito search there, or is that based on your past search history?
Is that how it works? Nice one. Anyway, the point is GF doesn't mean anything in Google to gluten-free, okay? And I think you should change the acronyms to words. That's just my takeaway from your website. Your website's great, but GF, Google, what is it? It doesn't mean anything, and I don't think
The only thing is that with my audience, if I had to write gluten-free, dairy-free, nut-free, canola-free, soy-free, if I had to write all of that across on an online shop, but for my customers, they know what it is. But I point take.
If you want to expand,
yes,
or colour code.
They're little things that that's okay. Alrighty. For 15 years, up until 8 years ago, or 8 years ago, I started this business. 15 years before that, I had a time and attendance business and sold time and attendance systems, that's clock in, clock out, to companies all over Australia. I never went outside of Australia. 8 years ago, I started this business today that I have that is selling a cloud solution. We manage the presence of people in buildings, leading to evacuation. And it's a very topical topic at the moment with all the things going on in the world today. So people, visitors, employees, contractors, anybody that comes into a building taps into our system. And at any time we can run an evacuation report and tell you who's in the building. When a contractor signs into a building, the contractor is verified as being allowed to be on site. Insurances are in place. Qualifications are in place. Work orders, all sorts of things take place there to make sure that they are in place. In the last 8 years, I've built this business from nothing. On the sales and marketing side of the business, I haven't invented the product. The product comes out of Wellington in New Zealand, and I now sell the product globally. This year we closed our largest US customer, 150 locations for one company. It's a location-based product, and it's all big corporate customers. It's not little places. It's all people with 1,000 or 2,000 people in a building. You can have 100 people, but there's a lot of bigger locations. Over the past 8 years, as I've built this business up with the sales and marketing side of what I do, before I went to Infusionsoft, I was using Salesforce. And in October 2012, Salesforce came to me and said, and I was using Marketo. I don't know how many people know about Marketo, but I was using Salesforce and Marketo. I was spending about $40K a year just on those two products. Salesforce came to me and said, when your renewal comes up in January on the 21st, we're going to slug you another $8,000 or $10,000, whatever the number was, because you've got too many things stored or too much data, and they just chuck this fee in. It's probably in their terms and conditions. I didn't like that it was jumping up so much, and I decided at the beginning of December I was going to move to Infusionsoft. This is a little bit different story to the 180 days. My experience with Marketo and Salesforce allowed me to make a decision in December that I would go live with Infusionsoft on January or before January 21. So halfway through December I made that decision, called off holidays, and I went and rebuilt everything I'd built over 10 years in Infusionsoft and went live on the 18th of January. So it can be done a lot faster, but it consumed my life, right, for that whole period of time. Didn't sleep, didn't do anything.
And
just
missed Christmas.
Missed Christmas, missed everything. Anyway, Infusionsoft went up, and on the 18th, the forms were up, and people were signing into the system, and they were going straight into programs that were already built, and it was up and away. Since then, of course, it's 3 years now. I've been tinkering away and trying to make Infusionsoft better. I work a lot on, I call it seconds and clicks. My life is about seconds and clicks. If I can save a second, if I can save a click, then I've got to find a way to do that. Infusionsoft obviously is part of that. So what we're showing tonight is this product called Callinize. I first started using or looking for a solution maybe 4 months ago. I needed a solution that would speed up things for me on the phone. I spend a lot of time on the phone, making calls, receiving calls, and I needed to find a better way to do it. Just turning around to my phone on my desk and dialing the number. There's international numbers. There's also, it's just annoying and time consuming. So started trying to find a way. Callinize said that they integrated with Infusionsoft and that it was all ready to go. So I got the product, loaded it up, spent 4 weeks back and forwards with support going, it's just not working. And they went, yeah, but it does. And then 4 weeks later they came back and said, oh, you know, we found a little thing here and it doesn't work.
Just a little.
And I go, I can't be the first one trying to integrate with Infusionsoft. Anyway, they went away and came back about 2 months later and sent me an email. And I was busy and didn't look at any other products. And they said, oh, hi, Pete, it's working. Would you like to take a look? And I went, I'll have a look because there was some features in the product that really stood out for me for what it could do. So I reloaded it, reinstalled it, and we got it up and working, and it worked. And there's a couple of things I was looking for. I wanted to click to dial. In Infusionsoft, I've got lots of contacts, and there's phone numbers there, and I just wanted to click the phone number to dial the phone number so I didn't have to go and punch numbers. For me, that was a time saver. That's seconds and clicks. So I wanted to click to dial. I wanted to know when a customer called our office, I wanted to know who that customer was. And it would be gold if when a piece of information came up on the screen, I could click on it and go straight to the record of the customer. That would be gold. And these are all huge time savers when you've got lots of calls coming into your office. Alrighty, so the first part of this is a live and interactive demonstration. I've just put my office phone number up there because I'm going to ask someone shortly to call the office. No one's there, they won't answer it of course because we're here. But first of all I'm going to get Richard to dial the office number because I've set Richard up, I'll hold that for a second.
Thank you.
I've set Richard up as just a contact in my database just to show you the first stage of someone dialing. So if you can just dial the, this is the, what do we call this tab? The My Day tab. There's a message there that says you've got more than 50 tasks. I don't know who uses tasks here. I'm a task junkie. I currently have 212 and I'm just really struggling to get under 50 at the moment.
I don't have your mobile number on mine.
No, you don't need my mobile number. 1300, just dial the office number, yep, 1300. We didn't practice this, can you tell? Yeah. This is live and interactive.
Bit of notice.
No, this is authentic, this is real.
Hang on, is Richard going to see all the terrible things you saved about him?
1300 800 077. Now what happens is he's calling the office and now I don't have this set up with a soft phone, but there's a soft phone option. There we go. It's come up and it actually says Richard's calling the office, but that's hard to see.
You have to do it at an angle.
Yeah. Now I haven't got my mouse here. I just have to get my finger in there a little bit. This is really hard to see. Where's my mouse gone? So there's a little link here, and Richard's called the office. And while I'm getting the call from my office staff, or I've taken the call myself, I've clicked on the record, and the record's open for Richard. How much time do you spend looking for a person in Infusionsoft? Right, that is worth. You know, if you're looking for people in Infusionsoft, that's a seconds and clicks. That's all about seconds and clicks. Now I can have a chat with Richard while I'm here. I've opened up the window up here. There's his window behind. So his whole record is behind. I just added in the other day for this. And I can have a chat to him and then I can put some notes in here. And I'll just write, Richard is a good guy.
You don't lie to Infusionsoft.
Richard is a good guy. I wrote something like that. And I could conclude this phone call and go save. And that's just put that record against his profile with any notes that I took from that call in that date and timestamp telephone.
And use a stamp as well, actually.
Say that again.
Use a stamp. Does it go as a note or interperson notes?
Yeah, how does it show?
No, it goes into notes. It's not a person note. It's an actual note. So
it's a new line of notes. And does that go from the logged in user, I assume, as well?
Goes from logged in user.
Yep.
It records so if someone calls the office, This actually helps us a little bit because we get calls 24 hours, but we're not in the office 24 hours. If someone calls the office and no one answers, then it puts a log on the file of a customer to say that they called. Now I'm looking for Zapier to do some. I want to do some things with that, but Zapier's not going to do it. But this other program might do.
Is it a note template?
Yeah,
It's not.
A defined template? Is it a defined?
Oh, I'm not sure. No idea.
Can you show us on the record where it is?
Yeah. So I'll just go down here. I'll just refresh because we saved it.
And is the note the size of a bloody postage stamp?
What are the answers?
So this will just refresh now.
Jake was here.
This will just refresh now.
And if the person's not in your database,
That's it.
where
There it
does
is.
the note go?
There it is.
Okay, so there it is there. 14th of the 12th.
No template.
Richard's a good guy. Inbound call with the phone number, what time, how long the call went for, etc. The next question, we'll do that in a moment.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
We're about to do that as it's a real live and interactive demonstration.
Right, sorry.
Do you have your mobile phone with you?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, can you start dialing that number? Thanks. I don't know who you are.
Right.
We've never met before. We didn't practice this in advance.
You just really look alike.
We've just randomly picked someone out of the audience, and now we're going to have somebody call who's not in the database. Okay, and when they call in, we can start having a conversation.
Call now?
Just call it. Yep. This could be a sales call. This could be a sales call. Well, this is just one desk. This goes to each employee, right? Goes to if they call my direct number, it pops up on mine, and there's other things it does. So there's no one answering because we're not there.
You're not there. This is what's meant to happen.
Now I'm going to. What's your first name? Michael. So I've just started typing Michael, and it's already searching to see if there's any Michaels in the database. Okay.
That's cool.
So it's searching to see if there's any Michaels in the database. Because you're not there, I can create. Let me just get rid of. I can create a new contact. So just from that call, and I've taken your first name, now I've created a new contact while I'm chatting with you on the phone. You're a new sales inquiry that's just cold called our business, and I haven't had to go and do lots of things. And then obviously you've got to add tags and do all your things you want to do.
I've left a voicemail.
Yep.
Where's that gone?
Back in the office.
Oh, doesn't go into there.
The voicemail doesn't come into here, no.
That's version 2.
Well, the voicemail's on our phone system. This is just a software application that connects the phone system with Infusionsoft so that when people call, I get those pop-ups and...
So, hypothetically, you go back to your office tomorrow morning and you get a voicemail from me, and if you hadn't have done your little tagging thing and you write my name then, would it just said someone called? Was that what was happening?
No, in the office it's just on the answering machine. That's all it is.
What's happening in Infusionsoft?
I've just created a record. In Infusionsoft, nothing, because there's no record.
So you asked me my name, right?
That's why I said Michael, and I've added Michael, and that creates a record while I'm on the fly talking to you. I'm actually creating the record.
But in that scenario you gave me, I rang, office was closed.
Yes.
If hypothetically that happens again.
There's a missed call. There is a missed call that's recorded with the number in the system, and then from that, I want to get triggers out of this. I'm trying to do it with Zapier and it's not working. I want to get triggers that do things because then I can be notified about missed calls a different way.
So you can go in there in the morning and see a missed call, and will my number be in a database without a name?
Your number...
No, it wouldn't have gone to It wouldn't have gone to Infusion.
It's sitting in... I don't know where it is. Not sure.
It's sitting somewhere.
Sitting somewhere.
And
I'm
so
not sure where it
You
sits.
go in the morning and it goes, hey, here's all the phone calls happened last night, and then you decide to... What do you do?
I haven't got that far yet. That's the bit that I'm trying to. Yeah, that's the bit that I'm trying to do. So we've got this far where we're just the call comes in, record pops up, and then of course the flip side, or the other thing that's part of this product is the click to dial, where there's a number in Infusionsoft. You just click on it and you dial it. So if we go into just an example,
Call Michael back. You can call me back.
I'll type in Richard. How do you spell your surname?
It must be MUSTY.
So type, and there's the number there on the little pop down that when we type in a name, the number's there. So if I wanted to call Richard, I don't have to open up his record here, okay, and wait for it to spin around and open up and do all that sort of stuff. I can click on this number here. So now I'm dialing Richard from the office phone. So that'll ring, but I can't talk to you because I'm here. And then I'll just go switch and save here. Which one was I on? No, you can't tell if it's ring. Well, we can't hear it because it's back at the office.
And what sort of calling system would that use?
We've got a VoIP system that we're using in Australia here with something phone. I think it works with any system. It's just
Does it integrate Skype?
Netphone. We're using my Netphone. That's my VoIP provider.
F-O-N-E, right?
F-O-N-E.
F-O-N-E,
My Netphone. N-E-T-F-O-N-E, yeah.
Do you get commission for like 5 people signing up?
No.
Can you integrate Skype if you know?
No idea.
No.
Yeah, I don't use Skype. Not sure. You'd have to Google that. Yeah. And that's pretty much, it's a simple tool. I think it's, when I first bought it, their website said $10 per user per month, and I could see the value in $10 for each user. And then they changed it to minimum $50. Must have decided they wanted to get some more, so they changed. But you could have up to 4 people, I think it was. But I got mine because I wrote back to them and said, hey, you gave me a hard time here, and they gave it to us at $10 a month. The reason I needed that $10 a month for people less than 5 is, let me just go here to our website. These are some of our customers. We're all corporate. Everybody I deal with are corporations. I don't deal with small companies. It's all big. These are just recent customers. In the last week, we've finished an implementation with Transfield across Australia. Lend-Lease have started rolling the product out. The Good Guys have started in Western Australia. Just so many big name businesses. And I've built this in 8 years with 4 staff, 4 employees. So I'm all about clicks and seconds. Right? Every click and second saves me a lot of time, and I need that time to be able to do other things and talk to the customers. So that's a little bit about.
So what's the name of the?
The tool is called Callinize. Callinize.
So if you go onto the website,
Like most things,
question about Skype.
You can do a 30-day trial.
Call
C-A-L-L.
Yep.
I-N-I-Z-E.
Oh.
Callinize. Callinize. It's from the States, I think.
So like, say for example, you have sales reps, right? Who
Yep.
are making outbound calls. Does that record? Does that have like a list of calls that each rep made, the time they spoke to, whichever contact they spoke to, like that type of logging history?
In the back end of Callinize, it does. It has one list in the back end of Callinize. So in not in Infusionsoft.
Yeah.
Infusionsoft, all the records are going against the individual contacts.
Yes.
But in the product called Callinize, it has a back end.
For the user.
Has a back end
User
that the administrator can log into.
30, made 30
Yes.
phone calls.
Yes, you can see the length of time they've been on the calls. You can see all that sort of stuff. That isn't important to me for what I do.
Okay.
I don't want someone to make 28 calls. I'd rather someone make 1 call, and it has value than 28 calls. You know what I mean? So we don't track the time of a call as such, but it has all that in the back end if that was important to you. Yeah.
And so you redirect your 131 number to this VoIP system, and there's an integration between that and Callinize. Is that how
Yeah, it's just, and I'm not techie, right? I'm not techie at all. But our Netphone account, I have a number for my phone on my desk. I have a password for that phone. I go into Callinize and I put in that number and the password, and the connection's made. It's that difficult. So there's not much to do there. It's just about adding those numbers for each person in the business and putting in their unique identifier for their phone so that it can pop up.
So when it's an inbound call,
Yep.
you have a physical phone that rings.
I have a physical phone in the office, which is a VoIP phone,
Okay.
but there's a soft phone application. I've never turned it on.
So the way
Plug it.
We're not using the soft phone yet. Yeah, we're not using because we're office bound more than we're on the road.
So you know how you would normally plug a phone into a wall socket?
Yes.
The only difference if you want to go to using a VoIP phone in your office is that you get a little box, which is like $30, and it plugs into the internet in your house, and then you just plug your old handset into that little box, and it magically works.
What's your phone number?
And you can use a software on your laptop
Yep.
if you want to make calls like you do on Skype, but if you've got
673.
like someone who's absolutely technophobic but is great with customer sales, you can give them a phone that looks exactly like the phone they've had for the last 20 years, and they dial it the same way. It's just a net phone, not a Telstra phone.
Yeah. I've just put in a number here just to show you the soft phone pop-up. I don't use it. So I'm just going to click Richard's number here. And it's not going to let me because I've got no audio connected. Of course I don't. Right, sorry about that.
But it looks good.
There's a soft phone that you can use as opposed to a desk phone if you just wanted to have a soft phone only. and it's just about getting the soft phone application.
Well, you have to tell it if it works with Skype.
I'm not sure. Oh, okay. Yeah, you'd have to have a look at that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was searching Skype. I'm not sure.
When I looked at about 6 products, and there were a couple of things. I wanted that click to dial. Many of them didn't have that. They had connections, but they didn't have that click to dial. And the record popping up, when someone calls into our office and the little box pops up and I can click on that box and open up the record, like my staff think it's the biggest thing since sliced bread because it just saves so much time. Everybody knows how hard it is to go. I've got 19,000 records in my database, 19,000 contacts. If I type in Richard, you can bet there's 300 of them in there or 400 of them in there. So Richard's, it's not enough. It's too hard to try and find, how do you spell your surname? It's like, it's hard.
So if I rang your office, the 1300 number, imagine I'm the receptionist.
Yep.
And then I want to put the call through to you.
Yep.
Is it on your computer or is it on mine?
So on your computer, you've taken the call as a receptionist, and then you push the call, you patch the call through to me.
Does it then pop up on yours?
No, it doesn't. Right, that's a flaw in the system.
Is that something you're working on? Do you know?
So
Yeah, it's one of my things I've written.
So
Something
it's
that said,
helpful for if I'm the receptionist and I do the whole transaction hypothetically, it will pop up for me because I hit the one the 131 went to me. Is that how it works?
Yeah. Or I've got a desk bound number, and lots of customers call that number because phones today pop up numbers and they just save it as a favourite and dial direct. So then it pops up on mine. It doesn't pop up on theirs because they've called the number directly to your phone. Yeah.
Were they responsive in wanting to fix these? What you call flaws?
No, they're friggin' hopeless.
Okay. Good referral.
Yeah, I was checking. It's not. Skype is not supported by this.
Not supported?
No.
Okay.
And was there anyone else that was second tier that you didn't choose?
No, nothing come close.
So it's this or nothing?
Nothing.
And they don't
Everything else I
really
looked at just fell short of what I wanted. The simple things I wanted, they didn't have it.
So what it is now is what it is now, and
Yep.
you no one in the room you can expect it to change massively. Is that
No.
what-
Not at the
You
moment.
have a look at TalkDesk, but the major difference between TalkDesk and PhoneLine is that every phone call you make, they charge you 4 cents per minute.
That's only if you use them. You can create your own SIP trunks in TalkDesk.
Oh really? Okay.
Oh, that was one of the issues that we had. So one of the biggest issues that I had was there were heaps of them out there, and you had to go and buy separate plans, and I couldn't use my NetPhone account. Right, I had to go and buy this plan in the US for wherever it was. I had to go and buy this extra plan to make the whole thing work, and I just went too ugly, too much work. So that's probably a big part of why I landed on Callinize is because I didn't have to buy a plan. I could just connect it in with my current account.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's minus the phone. You have the phone number at minus phone, and you just connect to call.
Yeah.
With my NetPhone, you're doing a straight transfer where it's not going to pick up on the computer, like the screen pop. You're saying the receptionist calls, then she does a transfer to you, it doesn't screen pop on your computer because she's just done a direct transfer.
No, it screen pops her details, right?
Yeah.
It's a flaw in the system when you pass a call through.
That's a transfer though. Does your my NetPhone system have the capacity to have a call room where you can transfer the live call into a room and then pull it back?
No idea. Yeah.
That
Good
would
question.
fix it.
Yeah. So you think I should ask my NetPhone that question? That's a good question.
It's
I haven't asked them.
It would be more on your end than that end because it
Okay.
wouldn't make sense the logic what you're wanting it to do.
Yeah.
For them to do for all their customers. That would.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like that.
Two-way learning.
That's a good one.
It's the server.
Because that's annoying. That's the most annoying thing that
I get that. It's
all the
just-
stuff we've been through. Now we're up and running and it works. It's great. But there's a couple of annoying things, and that's a big one.
Yeah, that just logically wouldn't work though. For most people, the
Yep.
way you want it to work. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. That's often the case. Alrighty. Any other questions? No.
Excellent. Thanks for that, Peter.
Thank you.
I'll clap if I can.